We're going to go through the behaviour questions in the New Zealand Road Code using the free Road Code Practice website at drivingtests.co.nz. There are 74 questions in total, and we'll break this into 3 separate videos. You wish to move your vehicle out of a parking space into the traffic flow. What must you do before you move? Check all that apply. Any time you want to perform a manoeuvre, you must signal for at least 3 seconds. You'll also need to check your blind spots. That means looking over your right shoulder. And you'll need to wait for a gap in the traffic. What does this sign mean? You'll see these on almost all highways in New Zealand. They mark the left-hand side of the road, and they're white plastic markers with red reflective strips. What does this sign mean? This sign shows that buses are allowed to stop here. How many demerit points do you receive for exceeding the speed limit by 11 to 20 km per hour? The answer is 20. What does this traffic signal mean? The traffic light is showing an amber or yellow light, and this means that you should stop if you can do so safely. If the amber light was flashing, it would mean that the traffic signals are faulty and you should apply the give way rules. What should you do when you're coming up to traffic signals and the signals change from green to yellow? As we saw in the previous question, you should stop if it's safe to do so. What does this sign mean? This sign shows the right-hand side of a bridge. When passing a horse and rider, what should you do? Horses can be spooked easily, therefore you should pass slowly. This is safer for the rider because it reduces the risk that the horse will bolt and throw the rider into the path of traffic. When driving into bright sunlight, you should use sunglasses and your vehicle's sun visors for safety. What else are you advised to do? Check all that apply. If your windscreen is dirty, the dirt will refract the sun and make it more difficult to see, so keep your windscreen clean. You could also slow down or pull over until visibility improves. When passing a bus displaying a school sign that has stopped to let children on or off, what should your speed be? The maximum speed past a school bus that's stopped is 20 km per hour if it's picking up or dropping off children. This also applies regardless of which side of the road the school bus is on. Are you allowed to text, that's read, write or send an SMS message while driving? The answer is no. It's illegal to read, write or send an SMS or access any services on a smartphone while driving. You're coming up to a school patrol crossing and both signs are held out. What must you do? The answer is to stop until the signs are pulled back in. On a transit lane sign, what does T2 mean? T2 indicates that only vehicles carrying 2 or more people can use this lane. You may also see T3, which would mean that only vehicles carrying 3 or more people can use this lane. Therefore, for this question, the answer is D. How can small amounts of alcohol affect your driving? Any amount of alcohol will have some effect on your driving. What is oversteer? Oversteer is where the grip of the rear wheels is overcome and they start sliding sideways in the opposite way to which you're turning. C is the correct answer. What does this sign mean? This sign is a marker that indicates the right side of the road when you're going round a left-hand bend. What should you do if the vehicle behind starts to pass you? Check all that apply. A. Move as far to the left of the road as possible. This is correct. This gives the overtaking driver more room. B. Maintain your speed. That means don't speed up. But D is also correct. Be prepared to slow down to ensure a safe passing manoeuvre. When a flock of sheep is coming towards you on a country road, what should you do? Check all that apply. The sheep won't part even if you drive steadily and sound your horn. You'll actually need to slow down and be prepared to stop. The farmer may have specific instructions for you, and you don't need to turn your hazard lights on. Are you allowed to pass on a solid yellow line? The answer here is yes, but only if you can make the pass without crossing the yellow line and can see 100 meters ahead of you for the whole time you are passing. What does a white diamond painted on the road mean? A white diamond means you're coming up to a pedestrian crossing. You won't see them for every pedestrian crossing, but they can often be an indicator for a pedestrian crossing that might be partially obscured or difficult to see. You see a pedestrian carrying a white cane crossing the road. What should you do? If a pedestrian is carrying a white cane, the chances are they're blind, therefore you should stop and wait for them to cross. You are the driver of the blue car. Of the 4 hazards marked, which one is most likely to require you to take urgent action? The person hitching a lift, A, is unlikely to cross the road. But the child on the side of the road here may run out in front of you, so B is the correct answer. Before crossing a railway level crossing, what should you do? Check all that apply. You should look left and right up the tracks, and you'll need to check that there's room for your vehicle on the other side of the crossing, otherwise you could be stranded on the crossing. Check that there are no barriers or red flashing lights. But you don't need to check there's a speed limit sign on the other side of the crossing. You're the driver of the blue car. Of the 4 hazards marked, which one is most likely to require you to take urgent action? The reversing car's vision is impaired by the parked car at A. It might not be able to see you coming, therefore B is the correct answer, the reversing car. Once you've finished your test, remember to recommend us on Facebook, +1 us on Google, or tweet us, and then have a go at a different test.